A very, very warm welcome to you to our Mindful Habit Creation Week, our brand new mindful habit of renewed sleep routine. I'm Michelle, the Unshakable Mama, if we haven't met before, and very, very warm welcome to this space. The Unshakable Mama, this is what I would like you, this is what I envision you to become, is unshakable. And the Unshakable Mama is in control of her time, her energy, and her finances. This is about allowing and ensuring that nobody or nothing derails you from what or who actually is most important to you in your life. This is about you breaking free from any struggles you have around your time, your energy, and your money, so that you can live the life you feel that you're here for. Live the life that you dream of living, the days that you, my internet again, I always do this, I need to check my internet before I go live. This is about you living the life that you really, really want, that, you know, those things that you feel on a day-to-day basis that you wish you had time for, those things that you think, oh, someday that would be nice. Or, oh, one day. Well, no, let's make it happen. Let's bring it to life. And by focusing on creating mindful habits, new habits, practicing mindfulness here and there as you go through your day. You can tell I'm tired this week. I will tell you about my kind of journal, my diary of my sleep over the last few weeks in a moment as part of this. But yeah, in order for you to achieve what it is that you want in your days and in your lifetime, you need to take small action steps. And the way you take small action steps, or know what action steps to take, is by having a calmed, soothed, regulated nervous system. And that's what we're doing. We are habit stacking. We're building new foundations for your continued growth, to create change in your life, the change that you would like to see, even if it feels scary, because it doesn't have to be scary. Honestly, change isn't scary. In fact, change is the only thing in life that you can guarantee. Change is the only constant in life. I bang on a lot about it inside my Unshakable Mama program and when I'm talking with my coaching clients. Change is the only constant. We cannot get away from that. Every single day your plans are changing, and just like a river changes its course of direction, it meanders and changes its course of direction over time, you know, as the soil erodes and it changes course. That's what life is like. It's natural for things to flow, ebb and flow. That's what it is. But how you deal with those ups and downs, those, you know, those wiggles, rather than being like whoop whoop whoop, you want to stay more kind of like that. And that is the benefit of having a soothed and regulated nervous system through these mindfulness practices, so you can ensure that you're keeping an even keel, that you're actually able to cope with the changes and the shifts, but also make the changes, take control and make the changes that it is that you want in life, but having a clear head to know what those changes need to be, what those action steps need to be. So without further ado, welcome again to our Mindful Habit Creation Week of renewed sleep routine. Sleep, it's one of those things that I feel like there's that school of thought, oh, sleep, you can sleep when you die, sleep's a waste of time. But the more tired I've got as a parent, as a mother, the more I really crave sleep. And the more I know that if I don't have enough sleep, I'm snappier with the kids, my mood is less regulated, I'm a lot more emotional, I'm less capable of being able to deal with those challenges, with those, you know, the stresses and the things that don't go to plan. just a quick example, last weekend I did the shopping, the food shopping, but got out the supermarket. I was looking forward to going home. I had some other things I needed to do, but I wanted a cup of tea. We've got a flat battery in the car park. So silly things like that we cannot control. The emotions of our children, we cannot control how they're feeling. We don't know what's been going on for them when they've been at school, or I know if you're in England, then it's half term now, I think, for most of you. But here in Scotland, we had 2 weeks of holiday at the beginning of October, and my boys are at school. They've been at school last week, and they're at school now until they've got a long weekend off at the beginning of December for St Andrew's Day. But yeah, like children's emotions, you cannot control them. I mean, actually, this could be very, very useful for you in half term, as you're trying to juggle maybe work, school drop-offs, maybe like entertaining the kids, doing activities with the kids, rushing around, maybe meeting friends, trying to get out the door. The different challenges, just like maybe not being able to do and achieve everything that you intended to achieve every day. And that's why it's so important that we look at your sleep. It does help you have more headspace, less fog. It helps you manage your emotions. Having sleep actually improves your immune system. Hey lovely, how you doing? As a consequence of you being able to manage your emotions and regulate your emotions and your mood and everything, it can actually improve relationships with your children, with your partner, with friends, maybe your own parents, siblings, because again, you've got that headspace and you're a lot calmer. You don't kind of react to things. You're actually a lot calmer and able to kind of think, okay, well, how do I want to deal with this? How do I want to respond to this? And the best thing to do if you're feeling heightened is to do nothing. Literally, like if that's it, just remind yourself, do nothing. Do not send that text, do not send that email, do not make that phone call, do not say that thing. Just zip it. And it can really, really help with that. So sleep routine is something, as all of these mindful habits are, they're habits that I've used as I've become the unshakable mama, which is a term that my clients have coined for me. They say that I'm unshakable. That's not to say I do shake. Things like, especially like my children's emotions. Last week was a hell of a week, and my husband was away on business again, and had a lot of stuff to deal with emotionally with my son to help him. And I find that the most draining of all things is to deal with my kids' emotions. That's the other thing, like unexpected things. At the weekend, my son, he was staying at his friend's house, and he was at the park, and he had an accident at the park, and he ended up with this huge, great big like bruise, and his face all swollen and like a mild concussion. I had to go and pick him up early. So again, unexpected things happening. Obviously, I was really worried about him, so that made me tired. Obviously, my plans had to change, so I had to deal with that. But as a result of my plans changing as well, that meant that I had to then navigate the emotions of my little one, because we'd had plans to make a cake and things, and so it's like dealing with emotions all around, and I need that sleep. So my relationship with sleep has been one that, yes, I very much need sleep. I haven't met a single mum so far who isn't exhausted. If you're watching this, hey lovely, if you're watching this and you're a mum who never feels exhausted, then do let me know, because I want to know your secret. I really want to know your secret. But likewise, pop exhausted, write exhausted in the comments below if you do often feel exhausted. And that is what this is about. This is about you managing your time and your energy. This is about you being able to prioritize what's what and create new boundaries around your sleep routine. Last week, in my Unshakable Mama Facebook community, that's my paid program, every week I say, right, let's set an intention for one thing this week that's going to help you be unshakable. And I put, this was last Sunday evening, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to be in bed by 10 o'clock every night. Well, that did not happen. That didn't happen at all. And I've actually had a few weeks because of this, because my husband's been away a lot on business. And usually when he's on business, I'm like, yeah, it means I get an early night. And I actually do go to bed earlier most of the time. But what I found I've been doing recently is binge watching stuff on Netflix that I've really wanted to watch for ages, but I haven't had a chance to watch all of it. And I noticed that the series I've been watching recently is Motherland, which is really funny, very relatable for this group as well, this community. Let me know if you've watched Motherland. But I noticed that it's leaving Netflix soon, and I didn't want to miss it. So I've basically been binge watching it over the last week while he was away. So lots of late nights. Plus, with everything that was going on with my son, and as I don't know how you feel about this, but as your kids get older, or if there's any problem with your kids, like emotions, or the later they go to bed for whatever reason, the later you end up going to bed, because there's that window of time you've got where, well, I don't do it anymore. I used to try and do chores. I mean, yeah, there are some chores that need to be done, but on the whole, I do not do chores when the boys are in bed. That is relaxing time. That is sometimes I do a little bit of work. Sometimes I have coaching calls in the evening, but they're not all evening. They're just for an hour or hour and a half, and then I can chill out. But yeah, if the boys are going to bed later, that means that Gary and I are, or even me on my own or whatever, we're in bed later because we want to spend some time together. We want to have that time of that chill time. So yeah, let me know if that's the same in your household as well. So yeah, so this is very much about you deciding how exhausted you are at the moment this week. It's very much about looking at simple tweaks you can make to your routine to to your sleep. So it could be evening, or it could be in the morning. It could be something like you leave your phone out of your bedroom, for example, and you wake up by an alarm clock, or you leave your curtains open, so any hope of any light coming into these dark mornings, now we're getting towards winter, will wake you up, or maybe the moonlight, for example, or maybe the sunrise, or whatever. Maybe you sleep with your curtains open. It could be that simple. It could be that you have a cup of herbal tea before you go to bed, maybe every night, or maybe you have a glass of wine. Maybe you want to swap a glass of wine for a glass of a cup of herbal tea, or maybe you make sure that you don't drink caffeine after a certain time of day. I mean, I noticed, and this is one of the things, this is one of the major mindset things that I teach in Unshakable Mama, is that we spot patterns. So I noticed a pattern, this is years ago, that if I drink coffee after 4 o'clock, I really struggle to sleep. I'm okay with tea for some reason, but not coffee. So that might be something, for example, if you know that you're kind of lying awake at night, you're really, really tired and you're pumped full of adrenaline, have you had coffee in the afternoon? Or maybe it's something you've been watching on TV. So I know that if I've been watching like action stuff on TV, we're watching, I forgot what it's called now. Anyway, it's Romans and lots of fighting and things, or anything where I'm like, oh, I can't wait for the next episode, and then I'm lying awake thinking about what might happen. Then I've learned now that if I'm really, really tired, I can't watch TV. I have to watch something else that is a bit more mindless, that's not going to kind of get me too excited or worried or anything like that. So there's things like that to spot. Yeah, and it could be that you may, I mean, maybe if to make sure you get to bed earlier, I was talking about the children going to bed later, maybe you start to tweak their bedtimes a little bit. So, you know, maybe you start to get dinner ready that little bit earlier, or which is I always find really difficult in this house now, because in our house now, because my boys don't get home from school till 4:30, and then, you know, it kind of pushes the evening out, so they do tend to go to bed later since we've lived in Scotland. And yeah, so just I'm going to try and get dinner. I have some days I do get dinner ready earlier, and it kind of really helps with getting them in a calm state and kind of ready for bed. And then it means that I can get the things I do have to do get done earlier, like, you know, sorting the dishwasher, sorting the cat litter, things like that, feeding the fish, you know, all those boring little things done, and then I can chill. So yeah, there's lots and lots of little tiny things. As I always say, you know your routine, you know your schedule, you're the one in control, not me. This is like just an invitation to, isn't it an invitation for you to explore new possibilities? This is an invitation for you to identify patterns in how you're feeling. So, like, you know, how exhausted you're feeling. Are you feeling really tired on certain days of the week? If so, why? You know, what's been happening the day before, or what's been happening that week? You know, so this is your chance to spot patterns, so you can make slight tweaks. So it might be that, you know, you can't change. Say you're tired because you've been running around the night before. You've been working, or you've been doing clubs and pickups and things for your kids, or your baby's not been sleeping well, and you've been up in the night. But what tiny little tweak can you make just to make your life easier? So maybe it's that. Okay, I'll give an example. I used to work evenings, and there were some evenings that I was really tired, and I always knew that I'd be really tired on a Wednesday after I'd done a double massage on a Tuesday night. So I always made sure that on a Tuesday evening, after school pickup and before I started the dinner, getting dinner ready before we ate and everything, and before I had to get back out to work, I would make sure that I would chill and have a cup of tea, or maybe I'd sometimes, if I was really tired, I would just go out. I'd say to my kids, I need to just have some downtime, I'm really tired, and I would literally just take 10 minutes and I'd go and lay in child's pose on my bedroom floor or on my bed, or I'd go and have a cup of tea and watch like a half-hour TV program like Emily in Paris or something like that before I went out to work, before I had to do the chores, just to try and eliminate that. The cat is underneath my... Come here. What are you doing? She's right underneath my tripod. She literally just lifted it up then. Yeah, just to try and mitigate me feeling really exhausted the next day. So it's just really simple things. It's a lot of awareness. It's habit, pattern spotting. Sorry, move my... spotting the patterns, and deciding on really simple tweaks that will make a massive difference. It might be that, you know, you try and eat less sugar. You know, it's something to do with exercise. Maybe it's something to do with your kids. Maybe something to do with your work. Maybe there's a slight tweak you make with your work, like maybe you drive somewhere because you're limited on time. Because I used to try and walk everywhere, and then sometimes I'd be pushed for time. So yeah, just things like that. And you just need to ask yourself this week, what do I need? Like, how am I feeling? What do I need? And, you know, what would feel good to me today? And prioritize it. This is all about priorities. This is all about ensuring that you get a little bit of what you need in your day, as well as your kids and everyone else that you're looking after. Yes, so I really hope that helps to start with. So this is video 1 of 5. I have been, for the past, this is our 6th Mindful Habit Creation Week. So this has been going for, so yeah, it's been going for 3 months now. That's amazing. So thank you for all your support and all of your comments and you know, the feedback that you're giving, either like privately in DMs or in the Facebook community, just to let me know how, you know, what your intentions are and what the benefits are that you're receiving from these mindful habits. So yeah, so I've been doing 7 lives each week, but I've decided that I need to be true to my boundaries. And it's actually my husband's birthday on Sunday, so I'm not sure what we're doing this weekend, but I don't want to be working at all on his birthday. So I've decided that I'm going to just do, it's going to be a 7-day event, habit creation, mindful habit creation event, but I'll only do lives Monday to Friday from now on. Yeah, just my it's to do with my boundaries and my family time, protecting my energy. I put a lot of energy into these mindful habit creation weeks. Like, I love to share as much as I can about my own experiences as well. I love that you, because I'm going live, you are holding me accountable for making sure that I am practicing this habit. And do you know what? I haven't actually, just realised I haven't actually decided on what I intend to do to share with you. So, okay, well, I'm going to attempt again this week to be in bed by 10 o'clock every night, or at least cleaning my teeth and in bed soon after, and not getting caught up in TV watching this week. I might go to bed and read or journal or something like that. And I will let you know how it's benefiting me and my mood and my family as a result of me being more energized, less exhausted, feeling a bit healthier. I think this time of year when we need more sleep anyway. I love to work with the seasons, and when you look at Mother Earth as your guide, so you've got in autumn all the leaves start to fall off. She starts to, Mother Earth, I mean, she starts to kind of shed. She's starting to slow down and to unwind during the autumn as it starts to get colder and darker, ready for a hibernation, ready for, you know, a deep sleep through the winter. And then come the spring, she starts to, you know, wake up. The sprinkle starts to grow, and then come the summer, that's when, like, we're in our full, you know, growing kind of action stage, if you like. You know, we've got the sun, makes us feel more energized. So this is the time of year when it is perfectly normal and natural to feel like you need more rest, you need more sleep, you just need more downtime. And I promise you, it's not being lazy. If you need to have a rest, have a rest. It's like, this goes for any time of year, but especially this time of year, it's so important. And, you know, I've just highlighted like the seasons of the year with Mother Earth, but actually within our weeks, our months, you know, we have our monthly cycles as women, and then we've got weekly cycles, daily cycles, and we're constantly in seasons and cycles. And the idea of this, you know, renewed sleep routine is to try and help you become aware of your own natural rhythms, your own natural seasons and cycles that work within your body, work with you, through you, but you need to work with them as well, and not keep feeling like you need to keep pushing through, forcing, that you keep needing to be working at full speed ahead, because it doesn't work like that. You know, we aren't designed to keep going at full speed ahead. We absolutely need to learn to listen to our bodies and, you know, be in tune with our bodies and know when to have that downtime, when to have that rest, when, you know, those tweaks, those changes that you feel instinctively that you need. That's what you need. That's absolutely what you need. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Please do let me know what you're intending to achieve this week when it comes to your renewed sleep routine. We've got lovely guest expert Gemma Price here with us on, well, it's recorded, but she her video will be scheduled for Thursday, and we are talking about 3 essential steps for creating the perfect sleep routine for busy working mums, plus practices. I will be sharing with you like my own boundaries, my own practices, my own experience as I'm going through this. Sleep is definitely the area that I struggle with the most, for sure. And although, you know, it's a work in progress, and, you know, even if you intend to get to bed at 10 o'clock every night and you don't, that's fine. You know, you just start again, just keep reset the clock, just hold the intention, and then get curious. Okay, well, that didn't work, so how can I make it happen? And then see how it feels when it does happen. And then you will start to realize, okay, well, that worked, and I managed to get to bed at 10 o'clock, so, and I felt really good. So how can I manage to keep it up? And that's what, you know, it's a habit. It's a habit. But you have to have the will to do it. You have to set the intention to do it. You know, thoughts lead to actions, and actions leads to behavior, like change in behaviors and new behaviors. So if you're thinking, it's just, you know, I there's no way I can find time to get to bed at 10 o'clock every night, that's just pointless. Well, you're going to just live your life completely exhausted. And you're not going to be able to achieve what else you want in your life, because you haven't got the will for that. You haven't got the intention, the inclination to make the tiny change. And honestly, hand on heart, it's the change that you need is so small. It might make the biggest difference. Like, I was talking to a friend, he was staying this weekend, and he was talking about his boy always misbehaving for him at bedtime. Where the little boy, he's 4, he's fine for, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, it's anonymous anyway, fine for his mum, for the little boy, for the wife in the couple, my other friends. She didn't come and stay this weekend, and I said, well, maybe it is just like the tiniest little tweak, like the little boy won't let dad read a story to him, but he'll let mum read a story to him. So and he gets all, you know, all cross and grumpy and tired. I said, well, maybe you try reading the story with him on the sofa before getting ready for bed, and maybe you just slightly change things around a little bit, change things up, and see how that goes. So that is exactly what I am recommending to you from my own experience as well, as a mum. but for myself, this is about self-parenting. Like, your kids, you manage to get your kids into a good bedtime routine, and if they're not, then again, this is something you can play with to help them still, help yourself as well. This is all about boundaries. This is 100% around boundaries. Boundaries being things that you put in place, your kind of non-negotiables in life, to protect your time and your energy, and to help you achieve what it is that you want to achieve in your life, in your days. Because we all have things that you want to do in your days. And yes, there are only so many hours in a day, but as I posted earlier, time is a human concept. Time actually doesn't exist. When you think about space and they talk about light years and stuff, I mean, what the heck is a light year? Time doesn't exist, and we've just changed the clocks. again. And we do that twice a year. And to think that we're always running out of time. And when you think of it like that, like if humans can decide, well, actually, we're going to change the clocks, we're going to change the time, to me, that is just proof that time doesn't exist, and that whatever time constraints you feel you have, there is always a way to change them. It's just a perception. You need to change your perception, your relationship with time. Time is not your enemy. So yeah, I love you and leave you with that. Please do invite your friends in to join us, because I know that you've got working mum friends who feel as frazzled and as out of control as I used to feel. I used to physically like press my brake pedal on the way to a massage client when I was working evenings, trying to slow down time. I remember thinking, I just wish this pedal would slow down time. Oh, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? But the funny thing is, though, that the more regulated I've become, the more I've regulated my nervous system, the more time I've actually created, because I'm so clear-headed and so focused on what it is that really matters to me, rather than getting caught up in the drama and the agitation. And I mean, yeah, obviously I help people with their dramas, but I don't get caught up completely in my dramas. I protect myself, my boundaries, you know. I once had a friend who she kept breaking up with her boyfriend, and after about the 6th time, maybe 4th time of this, I was just like, okay, you've had enough of my energy now. I think that's when I really realised that, you know, I get a choice here as to how much time I invest in other people. And I was spending so much time helping this friend, and it was so exhausting. Like, yeah, other people's emotions are exhausting, and I was just like, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore. Sorry. So you can be supportive, but without getting sucked up into it. So yeah, so do invite your friends along to help and to feel regulated and to create more time, to feel more in control, to really you know, break free from the time and the money struggles that you have, because money mindset is another huge topic. And yes, anyway, invite your friends, and for every friend you invite who comes to play, you will be entered into a prize draw. The next prize draw is on Monday the 2nd of December, and that is for to win a copy of 365 Days of Me journal, which has been designed and published by our lovely community member Mila. I've got a copy. It's actually here. Ta-da! It's really lovely and thick, but it opens really flat, and it's really nice to write in. So yes, that will be yours if you invite lots of friends and you win the prize draw. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. Have a lovely afternoon. Sending you lots of love, and I will see you tomorrow.